Hey everyone, Tommy Marquez here, back inside the tier retail space. Day 2 of Wodapalooza and the elite individual competition is all said and done. That means we have our champions for the individuals in both divisions, but how we got here is an exciting story to say in the least. Over on the men's division, we opened up the day with a two-parter, a 1-rep max clean and jerk and then a max handstand hold in the parallettes. And in the clean and jerk, Guy Mayeros and Tudor Magda brought the house down. Guy Mayeros goes 395 for his lift. That's the heaviest clean and jerk we have seen in CrossFit competition history. Tudor Magda, not to be outdone by too much, goes 386, just 9 points shy. But for the overall race, both Ricky Garards and Roman Krennikov tied for their lifts, giving them a little extra cushion over third place Patrick Vellner, who finished 16th in the event. After that, they hit the water with double shot with a splash, and the battle between Ricky and Roman continued to rage on. There was no separating the two. They were going neck and neck the entire way. And in the end, Roman Krennikov was able to notch another 100-point performance, just beating Ricky Garard to the line by a few reps on that jag rope to tighten the race between the two going into the finale. And that finale would be a two-parter, 200 points up for grabs. Miami Meat Market was up first, followed by Dirty Isabel. And picking up where they left off, Roman Krennikov just beats Ricky Garard to the line yet again for a second straight event win. Ricky holding close to Roman as the point spread between them just continued to tighten. And then the finale, Dirty Isabel. It was close the entire way, and even though neither of them walked away with the event win, Ricky Garard did just enough, beating Roman Krennikov by 4 spots, and he is your champion for the men. And over on the women's side, Emily Rolfe was your leader coming into the day, but with only 32 points separating 2nd through 10th, basically every spot inside the top 10 was up for grabs. And up first, we had the clean and jerk, the 2 biggest lifts coming from Cece Cronin in an earlier heat, putting up 256 pounds, followed up by Danny Spiegel. There was a question on whether or not she might go for the win, but you know what? She loads up 255. She's content with 2nd, and it was a huge performance for her because your 2 top women, Emma Carey and Emily Rolfe, both finished outside the top 10 overall in the event with a huge point swing going into the next event. As the women transitioned over to the parallettes, it was a pair of Games rookies and former gymnasts in Elisa Fuliano and Rebecca Fuselier who had the top 2 times overall. Fuselier would walk away with the event win, and both athletes would break the 120 barrier. Emily Rolfe would have a nice bounce back, rounding out the top 3 in the event as she would hold on to the overall lead as the athletes transitioned over to Bayside. And as we hit the water with double shot with the splash, it was all Paige Powers. The product of CrossFit Mayhem and CrossFit Games rookie in 2022, controlled it wire to wire. She was going toe-to-toe with Brittany Weiss for just a little bit, but as the workout progressed, she was able to pull away and get a huge result, notching 100 points to move herself into the overall lead heading into the finale. And if there were any questions about how Paige Powers would handle the pressure of being in the lead, she would answer them definitively. And in Miami Meat Market, she would outduel Danny Spiegel for another event win, going back-to-back and solidifying her spot atop the leaderboard heading into Dirty Isabel. Spiegel would finish just behind Powers in 2nd and give a huge boost to her podium hopes to move into 2nd overall going into that finale as well. And to close things out in Dirty Isabel, a little bit of foreshadowing maybe, as your top 3 women overall all finished top 3 in the event. Danny Spiegel absolutely blasted the 30 bar facing burpees, and she was followed close behind by Emma Carey, who started to rally in the back half of the event to give her shot at a podium a big boost in the arm, and 95 points certainly did that. With a big enough lead in her back pocket, Paige Powers was able to cruise through a 3rd place finish in Dirty Isabel and close the door on her first ever championship run at Wodapalooza and earn that gold medal for the first time as an individual. Your final standings now and your podium finishers in each division. For the men, it's Ricky Garard, followed by Roman Krennikov and Pat Vellner, rounding out the podium on the men's side. And for the women, Paige Powers sits in 1st. Congrats to Danny Spiegel, who took 7th, made a huge charge, and Emma Carey rebounds nicely to finish 3rd. Congrats again to all podium finishers and all the athletes that took the floor. The individuals will step aside now because it's the team's turn. 2 more days of competition as the teams of 3 will take center stage here on Saturday at Wodapalooza.